Mayor condemning rioters for trying to set fire to a police precinct and blocking the exits while cops were still inside. Take a look.
When you commit arson with an accelerant in an attempt to burn down a building that is occupied by people that you have intentionally trapped inside, you are not demonstrating. You are attempting to commit murder.
What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And apparently, I guess Portland's mayor is starting to get some sense. I mean, this man was walking around senseless. He has no change. I mean, he's going to every car meter, getting out of his car, shaking his pockets because he didn't bring no sense. And people just rolling past, excuse me, sir, are you short on sense? I mean, we can help you. And he's like, no, I'm good. I don't need any sense. I'm just going to keep standing here shaking my pocket. This man has no sense because he let all those riots take place in Portland for weeks and blaming it on Trump. Talking about there's some peaceful protests. Trump just a bully. Always coming and messing with us. We was all having a party and then Trump going to come down talking about it's time to shut this party down. He's such a fascist. And now when the rioters tries to burn up someone, a couple police officers inside of the building, then what do? I mean, y'all, this is attempted murder, because they know they're going into November. Allowing this chaos to exist is going to bite them on the butt. So now all of a sudden he want to get tough on crime, start labeling people. How can you label those peaceful protesters attempted murderers? I don't get it. I'm sure that hurt those rioters' feelings when you said that. I mean, come on now. They're just out there trying to express their First Amendment rights, according to him and all the folks in Chicago and all that place. They just expressing their right. In fact, I think I saw one of those peaceful protesters on the internets the other day, asking that no one film them and put it on the internets because it could get them in trouble. Now, she used the key term that you guys are just going to have to check out for yourself.
Stop sharing videos and pictures of people at riots. The police are tracking these people down, and by posting pictures of them, you are threatening their lives. So please stop posting pictures of them.
When we're out rioting, she didn't say when we're out peaceful protesting. No, she didn't say that. So with all of that happening now, you see him trying to turn this big locomotive around, and that's not going to happen because they didn't lay no tracks. So they can't turn around. It's just one way. And then wake up today, and I hear that they rioted in Chicago. Now, apparently the cops put a couple in this dude who was running from them, and they said, dude, return fire. Now, I don't know about you. Last I checked, back in the days when folks had common sense, if you shoot at the cops, they're probably going to shoot you. So now we're at that point where, because of learned behavior through bad politicians with political motives, politicians that should be protecting citizens, setting a precedent that where you go out and you do stuff like that, you're done. You shouldn't be out there tearing up property, rioting and stuff like that. These politicians must not want sensible people living in their city. They don't want civilized folks living in their city. They don't want folks who believe in law and order. They don't want folks that got two nickels to rub together, because they're allowing these idiots to destroy the city. No one wants to live in those conditions, not even the politicians that let you do it in their city. They go back to wherever suburb, and when that mess comes to their crib, immediately they're like, where's the police that we want to, defund and dismantle? Where are they at?
Several social media posts encouraging looting downtown. This was not an organized protest. Rather, this was an incident of pure criminality. This was an act of violence against our police officers and against our city. As of now, Chicago police have made more than 100 arrest for looting, disorderly conduct, battery against police, among other charges. In one incident last night, officers were arresting a looting suspect at Michigan Avenue and Lake Street. As officers were making the arrest, another vehicle passed by the officers and fired shots at the officers as their vehicle turned the corner, resulting in an exchange of gunfire between our officers and these suspects.
So now, these folks is just mad for nothing. They're picking every situation to just say, you know what, this is an opportunity to riot. Has nothing to do with me. That dude might have got himself legitimately killed. But now we just got the mentality to jump first and look later. I mean, let's not wait for an investigation. We don't need to do that. Let's just start tearing up stuff because the Democrats said it's okay. So you see it's a bunch of crap. Now, Mayor Beetlejuice had the nerve to talk about this right here is criminal behavior. I mean, how can the Democrats even recognize the difference between criminal behavior and rioters? They won't even label stuff as crimes if it could benefit them politically. I mean, these rioters were just peaceful protesters a little bit ago. The angry, big, large amounts of caravan illegal immigrants coming to our border was simply, you know, people coming for a better life. They're not illegal. They're just undocumented citizens. So now when you're running a country and you're picking and choosing what crimes you want to label as a crime, then it muddies the water. You can't retract that. When you have been allowing your kids to run crazy in the house, talk back to authority, talk back to their teachers, tear up stuff, and now you want to get strict on them, you think they respect you? No, they're going to be like, man, get out of my face with that mess. You made this little gremlin. You made this little monster. Mom, Dad, and the Democrats have made a whole heap of monsters.
Up in shock this morning. In the early morning hours of today, dozens of individuals came to our Loop, Mag Mile, River North, and Gullah Close neighborhoods, as well as our commercial district around North and Clybourne. These individuals engaged in what can only be described as brazen and extensive criminal looting and destruction. And to be clear, this had nothing to do with legitimate, protected First Amendment expression. As the superintendent said, we are currently investigating reports that this activity was connected to a shooting and resulting activity that took place in Inglewood yesterday. But regardless, what occurred in our downtown and surrounding communities was abject criminal behavior, pure and simple. And there cannot be any excuse for it, period. This is not legitimate First Amendment protected speech. These were not poor people engaged in petty theft to feed themselves and their families. This was straight up felony criminal conduct.
And now they want to get tough on crime. And then, who you think gonna stop all this mess when this snowball turns into an avalanche? You think creepy, sleepy, sloppy, slimy, greasy, funky, nasty, dirty, stinking? I gotta put a whole bunch of new titles on Joe Biden. If you haven't been watching, stupid mosquitoes, if you haven't been watching my series about Biden, I put one out there talking about Biden and his slimeballism. Okay, got another one out there talking about Biden and his lying in the past. I mean, he's now Pinocchio Joe. And I got another one out there talking about his history of racism. And the one that I really been getting a lot of traction on is when, you know, he out there with the sticky fingers and filling on the kids. It's nasty, man. That man's nasty. How can you vote this dude in? How can you suspend your liberal conscience and your sensitivity to bring a dude like this in? If you've watched that video that I put out about Joe Biden and you still vote for him, I don't want to hear nothing about Trump. Nothing. We have never seen Trump do the stuff that I showed folks in that clip, in that montage. In fact, I left one out that I'm gonna have to slide into this video.
Watch Jeff Sessions swat away his hand. Get out of there. Let's take a look at that one more time. Jeff Sessions. Now look at Biden's eyes. He goes in, and Jeff Sessions goes, "Get out of here." Just wanted to show you that. Let's take a look at that one more time. Look at his creepy little hands, man. Oh, and she goes, nope. Get away from me, you creep. And she has to smile. She was probably told, keep smiling, so you could see her go, yeah, keep smiling. She's like, I'm right next to this sketchy dude. And look at, you could tell he was pulling her from the behind. Oh, what a creep.
Now, did y'all see that? That's my man, right? Jeff Sessions. He smacked that hand real quick. Man, get your hand off my granddaughter, you little pervert. I know about you. I done heard it through the grapevine. I know what you up to, Joe. You can seem like a predator looking at her. Like there's one right there. Let me go over some type of alien or some wicked bird. Let me go and smell her. I like those. And Joe, my man Jeff Sessions peeped it out. Like, whoa, you don't get your hands off. So anyway, who you gonna have? Creepy Sleepy Joe step in, bring law and order to chaos? Man's barely alive.
Come on, man.
And then got the nerve to have little Brian Stelter try to run interference for him. Ridiculous. Now lately, Fox News and others have been saying that Joe Biden is not in good shape and that he's mentally declining. But if you look at this video right here, and shows a video of Joe Biden riding a bike. Now, check this out.
This is Joe Biden out there on a vigorous bike ride. Not wearing a helmet, but definitely wearing a mask, by the way. Fox's narrative and talk radio's narrative for months has been that Joe Biden is falling apart. You just heard Ben Shapiro say it, falling apart. And there he is riding a bike, out for a bike ride.
Cool. So if you ride a bike, you can be president. That's good news for these fellas. Yep, check them out. You know, I got my money on the pug. What can I say? He's got a sound fiscal policy.
Now, I don't know if that was Joe. I mean, it could have been Joe's stunt double. I mean, it could have been his evil twin brother. We don't know. But what difference does that make? What does the physical ability, the muscle memory to be able to ride a bike, is that a requirement to see if you're suffering from cognitive delay or disability? Last I checked, most of that is muscle memory. There have been people that suffer traumatic brain injuries but can still ride a bike. So apparently, Brian Stelter, his only proof that Joe is still sharp and witty is that Joe Biden can ride a bike. I mean, like I said, I know a lot of severely disabled, mentally disabled, young people, older people that can still ride a bike. That's muscle memory, man. But that doesn't mean that you got it all together. But, you know, that's their job. You know, little Brian Stelter, he get paid to try to sweep all of Joe's stuff under the rug. They get paid to sweep all this violence that's going on. And when it gets so ugly and so overt that they can't do it anymore, then they finally try to tap out, and then they're trying to get tough. Yeah, we're going to stop all this violence. And I'm wondering, what is it going to take leading up to the election for CNN, MSNBC, CB, all them fake stations to recognize that the Democrats are very destructive to our whole country. Whole country, very destructive. They're the number one threat. Forget Russia, forget China, forget all of that. It is globalists, the Democratic Party, the funky, crooked, dirty, stinking, nasty, poop, stain, tinge of vomit, pea smelling, doo-doo brown, y'all doo-doo brown, y'all doo-doo brown, disgusting dumpster juice, looking like a big old walking booger, fake, phony, liberal media. That is who the biggest threat is to our country. But not us. Because we're patriots. We're Americans. We speak American, okay? It's not a language. It's an attitude. Don't you forget that. Anyway, God bless y'all. Don't forget, check me out every Wednesday night live in Kevin's Corner on Facebook, YouTube, and my radio blog talk show. Don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, and the notification button. Yeah. And check out Extreme Teas, my sponsor. If you like their products, click on the link. You get a 20% discount. And let me see, what else did I forget? Like Mr. Burns, excellent. Oh, if you want to donate to Kevin and Kevin's Corner, feel free. There's a link below this video to do that. And we'll see y'all next time in Kevin's Corner. God bless.